thanks for going with us, and we're really lucky to have obviously the artist Cao Fei here, and also Chris Berry, who's been involved with working with artists for quite a long time, so there's already a history there. And I think we're just going to, because everybody's seen the film, as I understand it already, I think we're going to just go straight to have a discussion, if that's okay with you.
So thank you, and thank you to Cao Fei for making this wonderful film, which we enjoyed so much. I've seen it a few times now. I guess we did a similar conversation down in London a few weeks ago, and I didn't ask the obvious question, but this time I will at the beginning, because immediately I finished the audience did. So let's talk about the haze and the fog. In some of your other films that I've seen, you also have an interest in the environment. Is that, for this film, was that the main thing making you want to use the haze and the fog, or was there some other reason that you decided to make that so much a part of the film, the concern about the environment and the pollution?
I think the pollution is not my subject in the film, obviously, but for me it's only the normal weather in China now. It's normal. The first year, like in 2012, we are scared and we spoiled the mask, and when the PM higher, we won't let the kids go out. But now it's not so serious. We all go out and like every day, like the same days. So, but people will have something, will let me as an artist under this kind of case, and also the Beijing, saturation of the Beijing, condition of the Beijing, make me more quiet to think about something different, like before. From society, reason or different reason. Yeah, because for me, like in migration, people live in Beijing, and with this kind of modern style, and with this weather, with the post-economic booming, so I think it's all one piece.
So it's really about the condition of being in Beijing, being in China at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the changes, you just talked about some changes, and you talked a little bit about migrant workers as being one of those elements that we see in the film. And then also the other kind of thing is this new housing development. So I wonder if you'd like to tell us a little bit about how you found the place that you shot it, and why you decided to choose this particular place.
The place where I live there.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So I know the building very much, but because that modern style with different cultural people, a few artists, a few writers, and
a few actors,
directors, of course, have business people. So yes, that's the first reason I'm interested. Also, the building, these are the buildings, very special. You can see the building, our building on image. In Beijing, it's not that kind of normal building. Yeah. It was designed by some Denmark designer. Ours is Denmark, but inside interior garden, all designed by China. So, yeah.
And I mean, there are lots of new housing developments in China, especially in Beijing. But what fascinated you about these kinds of spaces? Because certainly the feeling and the atmosphere of the space is quite different from the big very heavily populated inner city where there are lots of people on the street and you have that bustle and so on. Here, of course, for a zombie movie, it's quite appropriate that it should feel kind of ghostly. But it seems you decided to choose this for some reasons, and I'm wondering why did it appeal? What wasn't interesting about it?
Yeah. So, like an urban issue, I think I deal with this kind of subject since the Sanyuan video.
Right.
Okay. In the south, in Guangzhou, the Sanyuan documentary. So, urbanization really is important concept in my work. Also, like art city.
Mm-hmm.
So, moved to real life in this film. That the first reason why I lived there, and also in Beijing, not like Guangzhou, people on the street eating the whole night outside, and like Hong Kong. In Beijing is very cold. Yeah, winter. Also, the transportation is not very bad, so people is not easy to move around, and not too much delicious foods on the street. Not too much people on, so something like people like in different units, block,
Okay.
It's very big. So it's more like alone in a box, inside the box. Let me feel it's more alone than Guangzhou life, compared to Guangzhou life. So it gives me a strong feeling. Also when I have family, it's not easy to go out and with friends. And also I know the family in the building is also with kids. It's not all go out all the time, so it's like in all the big garden. We have like a small circle.
Mm-hmm. So one part of this then is a response to your own, you moving from the south to Beijing, where you've been now for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years perhaps.
No, since 2006.
Oh, so quite a while. But this is the first major work you've done in Beijing, right? Okay, so it's...
I'm visiting also.
Well, yes, okay. But
Real life.
actually real life in Beijing, yes. Okay, so this is partly that. Sanyuan Li, for those who haven't seen it, is a Symphony of a City style documentary that explicitly invokes that tradition of filmmaking, which includes things like Berlin Symphony of a Great City and Man with a Movie Camera. So it's a montage-based piece. But and the setting of Sanyuan Li is so interestingly different from this, because Sanyuan Li is the so-called village in the city phenomenon, where as the Chinese cities have grown, they have taken over villages, but the village government continues. And so you get some strange building arrangements and things. But this is obviously a much more upscale production, development outside Beijing. So it's the new rich, I guess, is what we're seeing there. Since you're already talking about some of the common points running through some of your other films, I wonder if you want to talk. One of the other things I see in this film and many other films is dance, and and hip hop Guangzhou is the obvious one to mention. But you seem you're very interested in how people move in these spaces. So I wondered if you could tell us a bit about how you went about planning this film and designing the movement and working with the actors a little bit.
Yeah, I think movement, people movement, dance, or even fighting or something in my film is always an element. I think the first reason because I like dance when I was a kid. And teenage, I danced street dance. And stole my sister's ID card, go to some dance club to dance. I think it's like a influence. influence. Yeah, it's drive influence.
Okay.
And I'm working on some school theater. As when I studied, also like music, movement, dance, and also a strong impression. So that is, I think that's the reason why I like to use.
And in this film, how did you design the movement and work with the actors? And so
most of the actor is come from theater.
okay.
Like a woman mom, I've a living dance studio with the old man, and the zombie actor, they come from the theater for dance or for the contemporary theater actor. The salesman and the pregnant woman is professional actors for film and for TV drama. So most of them come from theater. So because this film is not so official film, because if all the professional actors, I feel they have something like a Chinese actors, like really fake, really, how do you say?
Too formal.
Yeah, too formal.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm interested in why some dancer. And the pregnant woman danced in the shopping, the market.
Yes.
Also, she danced for 8 years in Guangzhou.
Okay.
In the background.
Yeah.
Dancer.
And we should say about Wu Wang as well that his partner is one of China's most famous contemporary dance choreographers, and he's often, they work together. I mean, he's known as a documentarian, documentary filmmaker, but he's also often appeared in her dance works, and he's made documentaries that are about her dance works sometimes. So, yes, it makes it mixed it, yeah.
So you can see the old man dance with the dress, yeah. So because he had this kind of background. Also, he walking on the water. The movement is not like the formal actor.
Right, and it's also not, how can I say, it's not designed, it's obviously clearly designed movement, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look realist or like it's something that he's worked out how he wants to do it. Did it take a long time to work that sort of thing out, or no, just do it quite spontaneously in one shot? Okay.
Because I also am interested to give space to the actor, not the more formal actor. Like this kind of, they have creation actors. I talk with them these things, and they can have space to create what they do, what they perform in these scenes.
Okay. And the same for the cleaner, for example. Is that true? Yeah.
I talk as a cleaner. They stole the shoes. I will talk with her the story, and he will develop this detail in different moments.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So you kind of give them a sense of the narrative and what has to happen, but then because she's somebody with a professional background, you can train her to work out, trust her rather to work out.
The thing is, the professional actors need to take more shots. You know, like sometimes 10, sometimes 12, but the cleaner is a study film. It's also she wants to make film, and we study film director. So I think the understanding is different. Hear from the director way to see the story. But the professional actor always have these kinds of things there. So it takes a lot of shots to take off all these kinds of things.
So working with a guy who is the TV drama star.
Not big star, small star.
So again,
had a few fans in China.
So did you have to work more with him because he's got?
Not yet.
I mean, did you have to do it more times, a few times. Yes. Okay. So here you have to train him to drop some of this formal act.
The first day is difficult,
Okay.
and it's difficult, but the second day is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing that interests me a lot, and you know this from our previous conversation, is, and one of the things I really like about nearly all your films that I've seen, including actually Who's Utopia, which you kindly allowed me to see before this discussion, is humour. That there's always, even though quite often we're looking at a dark and difficult situation, so these people, they feel, as you say, trapped in these little flats, where they are, they are materially wealthy, but they seem, like the pregnant woman screaming, they're very upset. But there's always something humorous as well. Like the guy cleaning the windows coming across after she screams like that. And I wonder if you could tell us how you decide to deal with humour in a situation where you're also showing us something quite dark, quite serious, but you want the humour in there. And why is that?
I think humor for me is not from this side, from my blood. Yeah, it's like dance also. So why have the hip hop Guangzhou? If you have a chance to see the people, the common people like the fishermen or cleaner dancing hip hop on the street in the Guangzhou, very dirty street or noisy street, but it's very funny. I think first it's from blood, and second is when I try, I see a lot of Hong Kong TV drama, also entertainment TV. I think Hong Kong is quite important and popular of the entertainment. Also the bubble show, 肥皂剧我不知道。
Soap operas.
Yeah.
Soap operas. Yeah.
Bubble show.
Which I was good too.
Yeah. Also the a lot of cartoon is I think that is quite strongly influenced for me. Like the Zhou Xingchi.
Stephen Chow.
Yeah. A lot of his film. So that's why I'm interested in humor, and and now I like the Black Widow, the British drama. Black Widow. Black Widow. Yeah, it's also very strong black humor.
Maybe.
But Chinese humor is 明显的
obvious.
Yeah, it's like a CCTV Spring Festival. It's shouting.
Skits. Yeah.
It's it's simple. It's easy to let you very 很低级的那种笑。
Very basic level kind of humor.
Yeah.
But in this, it's kind of absurdist humor, right? Or kind of black humor, maybe a little bit. So it's not, the Hong Kong entertainment shows, I understand if you are growing up in Guangzhou, you're going to see a lot of that. But it's very light, the whole thing is very light. But your work is much more, has many layers to it, I think. And so I'm kind of curious about if you are able to talk about why you don't just decide to make it a very black story, but instead you put in the humor, the dance, the moments like the old guy with the dress, these kind of, you talk about this as a magical metropolis. It could just be a very dark picture of isolated families and households on a housing estate in Beijing. But instead, you want to put all these kind of magical things in. And I'm wondering why that is.
I think even the film is dark, But humor is still that people have some hope inside. Like a woman stole the shoes, also dancing yoga on the ping pong bags. But maybe she don't know his condition, what we saw. But in her world, maybe he's happy and looking forward to something in the future. Nobody knows, but he in his bubble. So also the security,
guards
are watching the woman also. In this world, we saw he's very sad. Also the image or the scenes. But for him, maybe that is his world.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy watching the woman and
this special moment.
Yeah, I think each scene also they have their own world. They can form their hope or any daily life interest in their life. So I think that this means the humor in this black film has this power.
I think in a moment we should open it up and see if you guys have got questions you want to ask, because I'm sure you do. But of course, the fun thing I have to ask about is zombies, and otherwise it's very strange not to. Are zombie movies popular in China? What do people think? What do zombies mean to people in China?
Zombie for people, from my point of view, I think only for the young generation who saw the Hollywood film. The early film, I think, is Twin Light. Twilight. The Empire is not included, right? And the Walking Dead, American TV drama. Also the famous game, the Friends with the zombie game. And this time I fly from Beijing. I saw one young boy, not so young, I think it's 18 something. The whole 10 hours. Looks very handsome boy, tall, but keep playing the zombie game. Why 10 hours? Keep playing the same game and so boring. And he looks so handsome, but the eyes like this. So I think, that's the Chinese boy. Yeah, I think it's for Chinese young generation. It's like an image from the film. Also, it's a consumer side. 下面的一个流行的符号。电影里面的一个文化。
A sign of consumer trends, a symbol of consumer trends, perhaps.
Yeah. Because that zombie is not belong to Chinese traditional culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Although in Hong Kong,
we talk about goals, traditional goals from the another world. Yin Jian, Yin Yang, Wen Hui.
One place like reincarnation.
Yeah. A different world. So zombie is quite Western thinking.
So for Chinese audiences in China, if they see the film and they see the zombies, they will see that very much as a kind of important cultural element, I think. Or now for young people, it's also Chinese.
I think for young generation, they saw the film because I invite some friends. Also the neighborhood in the modern style who act some play inside the film. Young generation, like artists, they can understand. They don't have, they understand. But the neighborhood, some with a little bit old age, they don't understand why I have these so horrible things. And they they think only the horror thing. Yeah, they're not feeling that it's some culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they will say that is like from east.
From east.
From west.
From
west.
Okay, well, I would like to ask some other questions, but maybe first of all I want to see if you have some questions or comments you'd like to ask Cao Fei about and make some space for you guys. So, do you have anything, does anyone have anything?
My question is related to zombies. I think in the West we're very cynical about the supernatural. We're cynical about religion. But what little contact I've had with Chinese people, for them the supernatural is much more real. And I was kind of, when I saw the zombies, I wondered why you had made them so Western. Was that just to kind of sell it in the West because you think there's going to be more money in the West? Or, and the other thing was, I thought, well, Chinese supernatural seems much more interesting to us in terms of, you know, design and colour and costume. And I wonder why you didn't draw on more Chinese traditional supernatural in your film. That was one question. My other question is the music. I just wondered whether you'd written music or not, and it just seemed very banal to me and twee. I wondered, you know, was that deliberate, or did you just not? Does music not really feature a lot? Is it not really important? The visual is more important.
Finding banal.
Boring.
First of all, China, they don't have zombie, and if you saw more of my work, is I will use a lot of different culture, popular culture, pop culture, like hip hop, we mix in my film, and because I'm more in that kind of generation, it's traditional and modern and all mixed in my work. And also zombie film I like The Walking Dead and also follow four season. So I think that is easy for me to collect it as element in my work. It's not really think about the reason why I chose the Chinese traditional roles or zombie, because for me, follow the popular culture is that what I interest, and I'm really follow. It's not because I'm teenage I follow hip hop, but for my middle age maybe I follow the drama. Yeah, but the drama is popular drama. For me, I transfer to my work. That is the important. I'm not like my father generation calligraphy. And today I'm watching the zombie film, I'm drawing calligraphy, zombie, no, but every day is calligraphy. And watching horror film, or they don't, in fact, my father is mother generation. Their work and their life and what they interest is separate. For me, it's it's very smooth environment. Together, life, food, immigration in Beijing and also so international in Beijing now. Every day and fast food is food. All the thing is like a dish. Yeah. And the music. What's the question?
是音乐，第一个是音乐是自己还是找的？
有一点，这钢琴部分做的。
OK。
他问的是什么？
他这个怎么说？不知道是故意的还是不是故意的，但是这个音乐好像是很一般的。你这是故意的一般的，还是作为他的形式就是相关的
？So the music, I agree with you. Yeah, if I have more and more time in mind, composer, because I have composer work with me for several projects. But this time we don't have time, and he invites somebody else that I don't like, so I use some music already.
Found music.
Yeah.
So apart, Cao Fei was just telling me that there's just one bit where there's one part, a little bit that's piano that is composed, but the rest of it's found material is brought in. So you're completely right that it's ordinary music.
Yeah. So when my composer, I know him cannot work on this time, and I feel the tango is I like tango, so I use tango with some silent moment and kind of contrast the tango speech and the silence slowly have a contrast.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, I'm really interested in the women, when you're talking about soap operas earlier, I'm interested in the place of women within the film, because you have the mother and the sex worker and the cleaner. And so the female characters are kind of characterizations rather than... I'm really interested in your interest in women. There seems to be a very strong defence almost with the cleaner in the film.
Yeah, I think before I am self-mom, I feel, I don't think about it, I'm just from very nature, or I always say I'm very like a middle, 中间 between to see the world. But after I have kids, I feel a little bit change, but it's not means I'm a feminism artist. But I will strongly feel the different
statuses.
Yeah, change. So when I'm watching the pregnant woman or different female, I will have some different angle to think about. Yeah, and also when I'm writing the script, will more. I'm not really decided, but more this. Role will accompany my film. Yeah. And in this manpower society in China, I think so. It's woman is still quite weak. Yeah. Still is weak role. Even now is more stronger, but the whole society is manpower society. In the modern society, you will see more women roles, like a cleaner, babysitter, because men all go out to work, and the wife stay there. So you can see more female people.
I also want to ask a couple of questions about the circumstances of producing these works and showing these works. So, what we were having a little conversation being in it before you arrived, and I was wondering, you're making here a single channel work, as they say, meaning to me a film. To me, a film is something, you come in, you sit down and wait for it to begin, you watch it, you leave.
Yeah.
But when moving image works are shown in the gallery, people often come in for a few minutes and then they leave and they go on to the next thing. And I think some artists, that's fine, they design it that way, and some other artists hope that the audience will watch from the beginning to the end. When you make this work, are you thinking about it as you want the audience to come and sit down and watch from the beginning to the end, or you don't mind if they come and go?
Obviously, I prefer people from the beginning.
Okay.
But because I'm an artist, most of my moving image work is showing gallery, museum.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the channel of my works go to this art space. But this film, for me, I don't think I will not decide this film is fit for people from the start beginning. But when I finish, I think people can start from any scenes because you don't have the narrative story. So people can from everything and go back to see because you don't have end and beginning, so you can see as a circle. But for me personally, I don't like too much space. Yeah.
And why is that?
Even it's montage, I think it's not. I like one image stronger, go deeply, and not like this to compare to. I think it's less power, so many images sometimes.
And so you're making this work and other works, and you're thinking about the gallery as where it's going to be. You already said, for example, with this film, it doesn't have like a very clear beginning and end. It's okay if you come in the middle, you can still follow it. So I'm guessing that the idea